Alright, so now we're recording for YouTube and streaming live on Twitch. But anyway, let's just get into like the analysis for on the 4-hour chart. So we can see like I do leave like my remaining my previous analysis already in here. But we can see that if I just move this along here, this key level on the 4-hour still remains relevant as a support level as it's starting to bounce off here. So if we were to take a look at that and just move it, we can see that it's possibly going to continue towards the upside, and we can also see that pre-COVID it was trading above. So this here, you could trade this towards the upside, probably from like here to up to here, but for me, I like to get in like on a bit more pips, so I'd either be looking to drop back back down to here maybe, but probably just a break and retest of this level up here and then continue to take that towards the upside there. So taking a look here, just zooming out and seeing what's been happening throughout the week, we can kind of see that it did create this higher high up here, but then it did end up starting to go back onto these lower lows. So I'm just interested in like what a fib shows here. So if I was to use like the fib, oops, I did it wrong. That was really bad. I meant to do it like this. Kind of see what it's showing here. We could kind of see that there was a support level here as well, and then so we can kind of see that on this 0.5 level here and on this key level that it's kind of showing a bit of support there as well along here. But we can also see that like it's created a lower low post-COVID, so in terms of the downtrend for this, it's pretty strong. So I'm really not going to be looking for a trade until it does end up breaking these highs up here. This is the key level that I'll be looking for, and this is what I want to see. I want to see this get broken and then reject off this. Like recently I haven't really been trading this pair, like the setups just aren't there, and it's not good to force trades. Now every time you hear me go like that or like that, I'm clapping. I don't know why, I just clap like heaps when I talk, so just deal with it. Do you understand? Anyway, so taking a look like here, this here was a trade I wanted to take, didn't get in on it unfortunately. You can see it would have been in trade at around 50 pips, so that's nice little trade I missed out on. It's a nice setup here, we can see. But then here, if I'm going to look to continue trading this pair heading onto the week, I'll just be looking once again for a break and retest of this area. So the trade would look something similar to break up and reject, and then I can target these lows once again. That's what I'll be looking for on this pair, because I did miss once again that previous setup that was previously analyzed by your one and yours, truly yours, I don't know, whatever it is. But yeah, that, and don't mind the ads, just a broke ass 19-year-old. Just I'm actually looking to buy the trading view like program thing or whatever, so it's pretty cool, because I'm slowly getting out of the brokenness and I'm looking to get like that FTMO funding for that $100,000 account. If you need some help and you're like a bit confused about what I'm talking about, just exclamation mark Instagram, Twitter, shoot me a message and then I can tell you more about that. But yeah, so like looking here, we can kind of see it is in this downtrend, so I'll be looking once again for that break and retest of there. So taking a look here, we can see it's kind of been in this range this way here. We can see that it's been there, and we can see that it did create a higher high up here, and we can kind of see that it's created a higher low here on this level. And like if I was to use fib, I like using fibs just to kind of see like how or where it's rejecting. We can kind of see it rejected right here in between this 0.5 to 0.6 area. So possibly I would like this entry towards this upside. We can also see that on the RSI and on the OBV it was previously like low, like it was on the lower side, and now it's going to head towards the upside there. We can also see that it was ranging kind of in here, like if we would just look from here and onwards. It's kind of just been ranging in here sideways. Also pre-COVID, we can kind of see it's within this range and trading on the upper side here until like 2018 where it dropped. So this here is possibly a buy I'm looking into entering, and that there would just simply look. I hate these new signs. Someone told me, if you've realized this as well, these new signs are kind of trash. So possibly a trade like this, because I like to set my stop loss just below the 0.78, and then like just target whatever is at this. But once again, if it does hit up to here, then like you can target up to here, right? But once again, it's just like the time frame that you want to be trading in. So this is actually a trade I'll be looking at, so I'm gonna mark it up as we go on. But then I will come back and take a look at this on that 1 hour chart, because normally I've realized just through my experience in the chart that marking on the 4 hour key levels and then just finding your entry on that 1 hour and just seeing, like if we were to look here, right, and we were to go into the 1 hour, we can see that there's a bit of rejection here happening right here. It's just nicer for your entries, but then like those 4 hour levels are the ones that really dictate kind of or where there's like a lot of reaction happening and movement, instead of like those impulses when you're scalping or something like that. So also shoot me a message on what to title this YouTube, because this is going on YouTube as well. So like just shoot me a message on what you think I should title this. Forex weekly analysis, blah blah blah, I don't know, some garbage. But back to the 4 hour, we can see that it kind of did drop below, but if I was to like move this key level down, it really doesn't matter that much. I still like don't mind this. My bias on this is kind of that it's just ranging. You can see that COVID's down here, it's just kind of been in this steady incline, but then now it's ranging in between this extreme high up here and this low. And so because it is at that range and it's in the middle of it, we're not sure if it's going to continue going up or down, especially saying that it did have this lower low right here on the chart. So, you know, we're going to kind of have to wait and chill here, you know, just cleaning up the charts here. Now, looking into the next week, there's still kind of this area here that still remains as a resistance, but it did end up breaking above it. So it's kind of showing us that there is signs there of that potential trade towards that upside there, and that upwards momentum. But if we take a look pre-COVID, you can also see it's kind of trading at those same levels, and so it could possibly drop down to here. But oh, I should have just dropped that level. That's where it was. But we can also, like, I reckon my bias on this is that it's heading towards the upside. Let me just whip out the fib and see if I can get some confirmation on my brain. So here we can see that the 0.5 to 0.6 area, just right here, if we were to mark this up as a key level, we can see that it would look something like this. You can see it's rejecting, so it would have been a nice entry from here, enter in, and then kind of slowly take it towards the upside. But then like that trade is more of a swing trade because that's on the 4 hour, and my style isn't really that of that 4 hour chart. But then like we could see that it's not really so my bias on this is up, but I would have to look for, once again, another break and retest of this structure, and I'd like it to break a bit higher than this. So I'd like it to break this area, break up here, and kind of test this area up here, and then I'd like it to come back down, and I'd enter in and take it back again towards that upside, and kind of just get my money on like a nice little like 50 pip move or something like that. Like if you were to have a look, oh, so GBP is like extremely volatile or whatever. So if we were to look there, and then we could just have our stop loss, something like that. Which like this here could be like a nice trade. And I like that, you know, could just be good. So this here, we can see this pair looks pretty similar to GBP USD, and the same thing is, well, actually, what I think is that, like, let's look at the fib once again. So I just like to use a fib to kind of just see what areas levels are bouncing on. You can see that there's a bit of rejection here at this 0.5 area. I think that, you know, just like my opinion, I think that this is going to come and test these areas, possibly drop below, and then continue going back up and testing the upside. And so, based off of that, just like estimation or guess, really, is that I think that it will hit this, possibly drop even like below down to here, and then start to shoot back up. So, like, for me, no setup on this right now is really looking me in the eye and telling me to enter in. So my bias on this is up, like going up, but I don't really think that it's strong enough for me to enter in or to create an actual trade plan for this pair. Whereas on this one here, the setup here is already like set up, and it's looking pretty nice to take this trade once again, like towards that upside, and just see how it goes. But like, yeah. So heading once again towards GBP CHF or CHF or whatever you call it, Swiss, GS, I don't know, whatever people call it. Here I can just see that it's like kind of ranging in here post COVID. We can see the COVID lows are down there, but then post COVID is kind of ranging in here, and now we can see that it's kind of in the middle of that range, up here being the extreme highs and down here being the extreme lows. But then we can also see that, like, here lower low, we can see here that there's another lower low. So even though that it did break above this high over here, we could still kind of see that it's unable to break above it over here. So possibly it's going to continue down. So I'm not really looking in for a buy on this pair. Like if we were to use a fib, for example, let's just see what the fib says. Here we can kind of see that the fib is just showing us that if you had entered in between this 0.5 to 0.6 area, then you would be in profit right now. And it could possibly, like, a lot of people would be targeting these lows down here. So that's kind of a setup there. But then on the contrary, you kind of just say that, let's just see what it looks like here. You can see that every time it hits this 0.5, rejects. So what I think is going to happen for this pair, I think that this pair will drop below and then test probably this 1.6 area down here, or even this 0.7, and then continue going up towards that upside there. But let's just take a look at what it traded at pre-COVID. We can kind of see it traded on that upper side of this echelon. So based off what it's looking at pre-COVID, here I would be my bias would be like once again towards that upside. Now if you have any questions, like, just feel free to ask me, bro. Like, I'm just chilling. Just like a bit about myself, if this is your first time watching my stream or my YouTube video, if that's where you saw it, I just do like these weekly analysis. I trade currently $2,000 of my savings, and I'm working towards getting FTMO funding for the $100,000 account. And what I'm just planning to do is not like teach anyone or anything. It's just share my journey from like start of learning how to trade to getting that FTMO trading. And if you want to check it out, it's just in my YouTube. But appreciate the support if you do check it out. And if you want to shoot me a message, you can just hit me up on Twitter or Instagram, !Twitter, Instagram, !, Discord, and you can kind of just join up on the Discord or whatever and just talk to me, send me a message. But yeah, so my bias on this here is actually towards that upside, but I don't really think that there is a solid entry to enter in on this pair if you do want to take it towards that upside, because the chances are here, unless you have like that pretty big stop loss, like if you have your stop loss like down here below these levels, then you can target like something like that. Like this trade here is kind of like a big trade, and it could take a while. Hi mate, thank you for sharing knowledge. Yeah, well, you know, knowledge is kind of subjective, and this is just like my own analysis. It's not like 1 + 1 = 2, but like, you know, yeah, no worries. Like because I was gonna do this anyway, so I just figured like, why not just show other people like what I'm thinking in my head. Make a good Udemy video. I'm gonna buy it immediately. Bro, I don't make Udemy videos. I'm not selling anything related to Forex, alright? Because if you're a good trader, you don't need courses. That's my philosophy. If you have enough money, then you can just trade, and you won't need to like sell anything. So we can see here that my previous bias here was that it's on this upside. If you take a look at this arrow here, also if you are watching the YouTube video, that was just someone messaging here. So yep, just yes. So what was I going to say? Oh yeah, you can see that my arrow that I previously had was showing that I kind of thought that it was going to head towards the upside. But then if we take a look here, we can kind of see it's ranging. Where's COVID? Oh, this is COVID here. You can see COVID lows are down here, and it's just ranging in between there. And if you take a look pre-COVID, don't worry about this because this was related to some news previous to COVID, so that's why it crashed there. But then we can see around here, it's kind of just ranging in between like this area, and so here you can kind of see that it's still just in that range. And then maybe once again, just testing out the fib. You know, fib is pretty useful. We can kind of see that it's in that 0.6 to in between 0.5, and you can see rejection off of that 0.5 level, and then now we can see it's kind of just dropping down towards here. So the current movement of this is probably like down here, probably down towards, we can see that it did reject. It rejected this area here. This is actually key level. We can kind of see its resistance over here. So what I'm going to do is mark that up because it's I can see it on the 4 hour. So I'm going to mark that up. And we can also see like, so this I think is probably going to come back down, but then let's just see what the fib would look like on the up. Here you can kind of see, oh, it's not really a good fib. So this for now is currently in a downtrend, in just like my opinion now. But then like for this, if I drag this across, we can kind of see here it's resistance here, and resistance here. Then that's kind of the level I'll be looking for it to break, and then enter in once again on that retest just around this area here, and then possibly take it like up towards a previous market structure here, or even just up to here, and then just have a pretty tight stop loss or whatever, if I can get that like good entry, and just set something like that, and just have that 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio on that trade. But what's it called, if you are new to watching this, most of my trades, so I close my trades when they're in loss. I close them extremely early, because like, what's the point of letting a trade go like 5% negative and then having to work that back, rather than just closing like a trade that's like 1% negative and then just trying to make that money back. Like, so much easier, right? So, and also like what I do as well is, once my trade is like 20 pips in profit or something, I'll close half the position just so I can, you know, like gain some money. And once I've like gained a bit of money, then I move my stop loss to break even. So then I'm like no longer trading with any risk essentially, except for the money that's already on the table. But then again, I've already closed like half the position in profit. So how to use OBV? So I used to use OBV for divergence, but recently I kind of just used OBV to just see what it's kind of. I just use OBV with RSI to kind of see what it's looking like, if it's at like an extreme high, or like relative to other levels, and see if it's going to move up. Like if the RSI is up here and the OBV is down here, then possibly the setup, I need to take a closer look at it. But then like if both of like the RSI is oversold and then OBV is like really low, like here if we were to take a look, right? So I just use them together, but I don't really base my trading off of like indicators. It's really just like what's happening of price action, and just use the indicators to just like cement your setup. So here we can kind of just see like OBV is pretty low here. And then we can also see like on the RSI it's pretty low once again here as well. So that's just like my thoughts on it. But like yeah, I used to use it for divergence, if you like heard of divergence before, but yeah. So I'm not really sure what pair I was on. I think I was on GBP CAD. Yes, I think I was on this pair. So heading on to Euro USD. You can see there was a lot of analysis. You can see though, despite the messy chart, you can see this trade smashed the TP, bro. Absolutely. But you know, if you want to check that out, exclamation mark YouTube, subscribe. Actually, let me see my YouTube, how many subs I have, because if I got the sub count wrong, oh yeah, because like look at this, I saw this person have like this sub count on the bottom of their description, and so like my sub count's 59. Here we can see that the sub count here is also 59. So they need to be the same, right? Every upload, because I'm going to stay on top of that. So, yeah. Alright. So, taking a look here. My current bias on this is actually up. I believe that this here was kind of just like a pullback move. This one right here, we can see it's kind of created that high low based off of this key level right here. You can kind of see that it's being resistance here, and then over here it's like jumping back up, so therefore it's like a support level there. And so we can also just like move this across something similar to that, because then we can see here it's resistance, it's kind of support level here. We can see there's not much volatility here because it doesn't know if it's breaking or dropping, but then we can see that it breaks it here, and then it becomes like a resistance up here as well, and then continues to drop on down. So the overall movement for this pair, I'd say it actually was up like this, but then I think that the new move that's going to happen is that it's going to head towards the downside here. So what I'll be looking for really is probably just a break and retest of this low down here. Probably like, let's just see if we go into the hourly. Like if I was to enter in on a sell opportunity here down to here, it's not really like that good of a trade, I guess. It just had to be a good setup. It just depends really. Like, let's go back to the 4 hour. We could just see that like it really just, if it breaks up here and rejects on the break and retest, then I'll go up. If it breaks this and then rejects and continues down, then I'll go down, you know. So when you are like marking charts and stuff, you're not really just like predicting like, oh okay, so this pair is going to move towards the upside, and so I'm just going to wait for any single sign. Like when you're analyzing charts, all you have to do is just mark up key levels and then chuck on a notification on TradingView like this, and then like add alert, and then you get the notification and you just watch it to see if it's how it's reacting to that level, and like if it starts rejecting or if it breaks through and then break and retest that level, then like that's just like all you have to do really. You just react to the market, because like if you're being proactive, it's not going to work, trust me. Well, that's just my experience being in the market. So taking a look here, pre-COVID, we can see COVID lows down there. We can kind of see it was dropping down since for ages. So what do I think? I think that this pair here is probably going to continue going down, because we can see pre-COVID there was this area, and even before that it dropped down to here, and it was trading around this area here. So I think personally that this here is going to drop towards the downside, but we can also see right now that it's currently testing these areas here. So if it continues to reject, let's just take a look at it on the 1 hour. If this here continues to reject, we can kind of see that it's still pretty high on that on the OBV or whatever. We can see like the trend on the OBV from there to here is down, and then we can also see like on here it's going down, so possibly it's just going to continue heading down, and you can target it down towards a previous market structure, which would either be here. We can see that it rejects, we can see that it came down to this area, shot back up, tried to come back, shot back up. So I would think that this pair would come back down, possibly break it on the 3rd attempt, and then take it towards that downside. Also, it is Sunday and it is 2:50 AM, but I can see that I've got like 5 viewers or something like that. So if you do want to check it out, if you do prefer this time, just let me know to stream around like this time, like 3 AM or something my time, because I live in Melbourne, Australia, and I'll do it on like a Friday night, because then like I can sleep in on that Saturday, you know what I mean? So just let me know and we'll sort that out. Anyway, heading on to the next pair here. Oh my bad, bro. What the hell? As if Riv follows me. Oi, I'm so sorry, bro. I don't know why the links are stuffed on my thing, man. Thanks for following, Flicky. Yeah, I don't know why my links are like stuffed. I think because I banned posting links on my stream, but then if you want to join like Discord or something, then like you have to post the link. So the bots are like banned every time they post something. It's like a bit of a Papaga stream. But yeah, I appreciate the follow, bro. Are you hacking Rocket League? Nah, so right now I'm just analyzing the stocks heading into, not stocks, but like my currency pairs heading into next week. Just so I can make some bank and prepare my trades heading into this week. And like I just share my journey on like becoming a profitable trader. Because being good at Rocket League is just kind of boring now. So once you've hit Grand Champ, no, I'm just kidding. I'm not good at Rocket League, unfortunately. True. Yeah, nah, it's just they don't call me Super Sub Sniper for no reason. Kidding, no one's ever called me that. I cry. Sad face. So like if I take a look at this here, like this pair here, I can kind of see that it's just ranging in between here. But then we can also see, if we were to use like the ellipse, bang, shapes and shit. We can just see, like if we were to use these, we can see that there's like a high there. But then we can also see here, we can see that it's created a lower low over there. And then over here, we can see that it's created a higher high, a lower high here. And we can also see that even here, it's created a lower high there. So that's showing us right now that there's a bit more downwards momentum on this pair. So it's probably going to continue heading towards that downside. Now, sorry for the ads, I'm just a broke ass 19-year-old. I've managed to lose my indicators, so I'm just going to get my indicators back up. I tried getting into currency exchange, but I was too dumb with it. Did stonks instead, ha ha ha. Hold on, let me just got my RSI. Oh, what the hell? What the fuck? Why did I just get all my indicators back? Yeah. So currency exchange is like, if you're just going to invest money, then it's so bad to like invest in Forex. But then like for stocks and stuff, like I invest like I'm pretty like, I'm not like rich or anything, but like I invest like in just like safer stocks like Microsoft and like Apple and like that sort of stuff. And like Tesla's not really safe, but I think it's a good company, so I invest some money in it. But learning this is so different to just like investing in stocks. But if you want to learn, let me know and I can hit you up, because I have a few mates that are trying to learn, and I try and teach them to the best of my ability. Yeah, Mika's pretty rich, bro. Sounds like gibberish. Gonna get food, mate. I'll leave a lurk. Thanks, bro. Also, Ruby's Supersonic Legend in ones. Yeah, I know. I've been checking out the damn Rocket League tracker charts, and I know who's Supersonic Legend. It's a shame I can't even hit GC 2 in ones. It's just a shame, man. Alright, so like this here, we can also see if we taking a look here on the OBV here, it's also in this like downtrend like there, and then like if you were to take a look here, it's still in that downtrend there. So probably this pair here is probably going to head towards the downside in my opinion. But then like once again, all I have to do as like a trader, I guess, is simply just mark up levels that I think are relevant, such as like these lows down here, right? And then I have to just see how it reacts to those lows. And that's really it. So you can see here I've got like 4 pairs left. So I'm just like marking up the new levels or whatever that I have. Anyway, guys, I have this, actually no, I'm not gonna say, but I have a really good idea. If you want to know the idea, just shoot me a DM on Steam if you have me. But I know a lot of people in OC won't have me on Steam because I'm pretty toxic in Rocket League. Hashtag only got unbanned this week. Rocket League is extremely tilting. Let me just say that. Alright, so like if we were to take a look, you're still banned? Bro, I have a Smurf for you if you just want to check it out. If you just need an account, I'll hit you up with an account. 45 bucks. No, I'm kidding. I'll just give it to you for free, mate. Alright, so like if I was to take a look at this account and to use like the ellipse just to show you guys like what I'm looking at, we can kind of see like here we see a low, and then here we can also see that there's a lower low right there. So this here is like showing that there's some more downtrend momentum as it's creating lower lows, right? And that's after it was ranging here though. So what this range here is kind of showing us is that there's this downtrend here is losing its momentum, so it's possibly gaining a bit of uptrend momentum. So like that's why this uptrend arrow is here, because like I was just thinking that it was going to head up. And also if we were to take a look at this area up here, this burst or whatever, like just like this pop of it breaking above this range and hitting up this previous high, also shows that it's still got that uptrend momentum. But then like here we can kind of see it breaks, retests, rejects. But in my eyes, I think that it's going to continue going up. And we can also see that on the RSI, sorry for the ads, once again, just a broke ass 19-year-old. But we can see that like it's hitting these lows on the RSI into that, heading into that oversold region, which is just below this purple dotted line or whatever. So also Riv, I know you go to Melbourne Uni, so I'm sure you've got half a brain, champ, and I've seen you play Rocket League. Faked me in game 1 of my first ever RLCS match. That's very rude. Anyway, taking a look here, we can kind of see that here's kind of what I mean. So this is what divergence is, right? So on the charts here, if we were to just mark it up, it's kind of like here, the highs are going up, but then here we can see that it's going down here. So there's divergence from the charts to this, and then here we can also see that from this point down, we can see that it's heading down, but then here once again it's going to in that uptrend. So this here is kind of showing me that there's like downtrend divergence, and divergence kind of just means like it's different. So my bias on this based off of that, and also that it's tested these extreme highs, even though it did break through here, I still think that it's going to head towards that downtrend, and possibly my targets could be down there, but targets could also be down there as well, right? So it really just depends. But like if we were to take a look here, on heading on to the next pair, we can see that it did drop heaps, and then now it's testing this level right here. It's testing these levels over here, right? So and it's showing signs of rejection. We can also see that it did hit that oversold region right here, so it's possibly going to continue heading towards the upside. And so like what this just means is that you could enter in here and then take that trade towards the upside, and you could really just set your stop loss. Now once this trade does go like 10, 15, 20 pips in profit, then that's when you could just move this stop loss up to break even and take it, trade the rest of this position with no risk, even get rid of this take profit and kind of just follow it up as it goes. So and then like this one here, these are just my stocks that I don't trade these stocks. I kind of just like to analyze them just to see, make sure they're not tanking, or they're not like looking too bad or anything. So that's gonna be it for this stream and for the YouTube video. If you guys want to check out my socials or whatever for the video, the link will be in the description. And on Twitch, if you want to check out my socials, just exclamation mark YouTube, whatever, Discord, Twitter, Instagram. Shoot me a message if you're interested in learning or something. I'll see what I can do, just kind of push you in the right direction. And that's like really it. If you want to know how my previous trades have gone, just hit up exclamation mark YouTube. I do weekly recaps on my trades that I actually placed, and I show dollar amounts because I'm not a girl dog. But yeah, so that's gonna be it, fellas, and I'll see you guys next week hopefully, and appreciate the raid. But that's gonna be it, guys. Thanks for coming in and chilling with the boys. I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.